This is episode 90. Welcome to Wellness in Every Season, the podcast where we explore the rich tapestry of wellness in all its forms. I am your host, Autumn Carter, a certified life coach turned wellness coach, as well as a certified parenting coach, dedicated to empowering others to rediscover their identity in their current season of life. My goal is to help you thrive as an individual and as a parent. Welcome to episode 90 of Wellness in Every Season, titled Embracing the Temporary, Finding Strength in Setbacks. I'm so glad you're here. In today's episode, we're diving into a topic that's been resonating deeply with me: how everything in life is temporary. Whether you're going through a challenging moment or riding the high of success, there's a powerful piece in understanding that nothing lasts forever. Recently, I was involved in a car accident, which has set me back in ways I did not expect. It slowed my progress on both wellness goals and business ventures and parenting. But through this experience, I realized something that's both comforting and empowering. The setback, like all setbacks, is just temporary. And it's something that I need to keep reminding myself. This season of rest and recovering is fleeting. And while it's frustrating, it's given me the chance to pause, reflect, and refocus on what truly matters. Today, we'll explore how recognizing the impermanence of life's ups and downs can not only help us navigate setbacks, but also strengthen our resolve. I'll share how this temporary pause has helped me realign my deeper intentions and why accepting that everything passes can open us up to personal growth, whether we're focusing on wellness, relationships, parenting, whatever. So let's dive in and explore how embracing the temporary can lead to lasting strength. Let's dive into this concept of everything being temporary to start. When we're in the midst of a setback, whether it's an unexpected event like my car accident, a health issue, or even just feeling overwhelmed by life's demands, it's easy to get caught up in the belief that this moment defines us or will last forever. But the truth is, life is always moving, always changing, and these moments, no matter how tough or consuming, will pass. In my own situation, the car accident forced me to slow down. It disrupted my wellness routine and made it difficult to focus on my business. And for a while, that felt like a huge roadblock. But when I shifted my mindset to recognize that this is just a temporary pause, it allowed me to approach it with more patience and grace and set some affirmations around it. Instead of pushing myself to fix everything immediately, I began to focus on this moment, what this moment was teaching me, the importance of rest, boundaries, and reevaluating what truly matters. And this is something you can apply to your own life, which is why we're talking about it. Whatever challenge you're facing right now, it's important to remember that it's just a chapter, not the entire story. If you can embrace the fact that this too will pass, it changes how you approach the situation, whether it's going through a divorce, a job loss, a death, whatever. You don't need to have all the answers right now. You don't need to be perfect. By accepting the impermanence of difficult moments, you can release some of the pressure to rush through them and instead focus on what you can learn and how you can grow during this time. In this period of reflection, I found that setbacks actually offer us the chance to reassess our goals and priorities. When we accept that everything is temporary, it opens the door to growth, resilience, and clarity. For me, this accident has been a wake-up call to slow down, to set stronger boundaries in my business, and to make more room for self-care, and to open up to my family about what I need, especially because I have younger children. It's also strengthened my resolve to continue pursuing my wellness goals, even if the path looks different for now. And what I want to encourage you to think about your own journey. What are the setbacks or pauses in your life right now? What are they teaching you? Are there areas where you can set better boundaries, or perhaps give yourself the grace to rest and reflect? My whole body resonated with that last part, the rest and reflect. When we stop fighting against the temporary nature of these moments and instead embrace them, we not only find peace, but we also emerge stronger, more focused, and better prepared for what's next. So, as we continue through this episode, I want you to keep in mind that no matter what you're facing, it's part of a larger process. Everything, whether good or challenging, is temporary. And within that impermanence lies opportunity for growth, healing, and new beginnings. Let's talk about the larger process, what it means to take the long view of life and how it can transform the way we handle both setbacks and successes. When we're caught up in a difficult moment, it's easy to zoom in and feel like this is all there is, to hyper focus on it. But taking the long view allows us to take a step back and to see our lives as a series of seasons, each one contributing to our growth and shaping who we are. Do you think maybe that's why I called it Wellness in Every Season, my business? If we think of life in this way as a larger process unfolding over time, it becomes clear that every moment, whether challenging or joyful, is just a part of the whole. No single event or season defines us. In fact, when we take a step back, we often see that what once felt overwhelming was a stepping stone towards something greater. The long view reminds us that the moments of difficulty are temporary, but the lessons they teach us and the resilience we gain stay with us for the long run. In my own experience with the car accident, it's been helpful to shift my perspective from focusing on the immediate discomfort to seeing it as part of my longer wellness journey. This setback, while frustrating, sometimes tearful, it is also a time for me to deepen my self-care practices and create healthier boundaries in my work. I feel like I'm saying the same things over and over again, but hopefully it's helping you to get in there a little bit longer. In the grand scheme of things, this period of slowing down is just one chapter in a much larger story of growth, healing, and balance. And when I look at it this way, it doesn't feel quite as daunting. It feels like a part of the process that is ultimately working for me, not against me. Taking the long view also helps us realize that we're not defined by our setbacks. So often we get stuck in the idea that a failure or a difficult moment somehow reflects our worth or ability. And this is something that I was talking to a coaching friend about recently. But when we step back, we can see that these moments are just temporary hurdles, not permanent judgments on who we are. In fact, they're often the catalyst for growth, pushing us to evolve and adapt in ways we might not have without the challenge. And it was really interesting to talk to her about how parts of this like a setback and she's like, no, it's not. I'm like, okay, well, it feels like it's a step aside at least. So it was fun to have that back and forth with her and to finally be able to reflect on it myself and dig in deeper. So this is where I'm sharing this from. So I'm encouraging you to reflect on your own life from this broader perspective. What are the temporary moments you've experienced that felt overwhelming at the time, but in hindsight helped you grow? I'm sure you have several. How has taking the long view of your life changed the way you approach challenges? When we focus on the deeper process, we allow ourselves to trust that even when things aren't going the way we planned, they're still moving us forward in ways we might not fully understand yet. Taking the long view gives us patience. It helps us approach life with more compassion for ourselves, knowing that we don't need to have it all figured out right now. It reminds us that we are in this for the long haul, and every experience, whether smooth or rocky, is contributing to our journey. When we adopt this perspective, we can see that setbacks are not roadblocks, but part of the terrain. They don't stop our progress, they just change the path for a little while. So as you go through your own challenges, I invite you to step back, take a deep breath, and remember that this is just one part of a much larger process. The long view helps us navigate life with more ease and confidence, knowing that while everything is temporary, every experience has a purpose in shaping the person we are becoming. Welcome to today's mindfulness practice. Let's begin with a modified mindfulness practice for those of you who might be driving, working on a house project, walking, at the gym. Those are my normal ways that I'm listening to, or when I'm listening to a podcast, or etc. Whatever you're doing, if you can't slow down and close your eyes. You don't need to be seated in stillness to practice letting go. That's what we're going to be working on. In fact, these moments of movement can be the perfect opportunity to reflect and release as you engage in your daily tasks. If you're driving, walking, or working, just start by taking a deep breath in, feeling your body as it moves through space. As you exhale, gently release any tension that's settled into your muscles or mind. Without needing to stop what you're doing, allow your mind to focus on one area of your life where you've been holding on too tightly. Is it a relationship, work stress, concerns about money or health? For me, I think it's actually working on my business. As you continue moving, imagine this burden loosening its grip, just like the leaves falling from the trees in autumn. Hi, my season. See if you can let go of control or fear in this moment. Remind yourself that this challenge is temporary. The movement of your body can represent the flow of life, always shifting, always evolving. Trust that as you move forward, you are leaving behind what no longer serves you. If your mind starts to drift back to that worry or stress, gently guide it back to the rhythm of your breath or the task you're working on. You don't have to force anything, simply allow yourself to release little by little as you go about your activity. Now, for those who can really be fully present, this is for you. And for those who can't, keep listening and you can circle back to this, because once we're done with this, we'll dive deeper into the episode. So let's transition into a full mindfulness practice for when you have the space to sit down, close your eyes, and fully immerse yourself in the process of letting go. Also, if you can't right now, take a look at the timestamp so you can go back to it. Find a comfortable seat or lie down somewhere peaceful. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in, filling your lungs completely. As you exhale, allow yourself to settle into this space, releasing any tension in your shoulders, your jaw, your chest. Now imagine yourself in the heart of fall. You're in the middle of my favorite season. It needs to be because of my name, right? You're standing under a large, beautiful tree whose leaves are rich with the colors of autumn. Reds, oranges, and golds. This tree is like your life, and each leaf represents something you've been holding on to. Think about the areas we discussed earlier: relationships, work, money, health, happiness. Take a moment to identify what burdens or stresses you're carrying in each area. Maybe it's the tension of a relationship, financial worries, health concerns, or the pressure to reach some future goal before you can be happy. Visualize each worry, each burden, as a leaf on the tree. Now as you breathe, imagine the wind gently blowing through the branches, loosening the leaves one by one. Watch as the leaves slowly drift away, falling to the ground. With each leaf that falls, feel the weight of that burden lightening in your mind and body. You don't need to hold on to it anymore. Just like the tree, you are letting go of what no longer serves you. Take your time here. As the more leaves fall, notice how your body feels. Perhaps there's a sense of relief, or maybe it feels bittersweet. Maybe it's both. Either way, trust that by letting go, you're making space for something new. You're creating room for healing, growth, and greater clarity. Now, let's reframe. Instead of viewing these challenges as obstacles, begin to see them as opportunities for growth. Each leaf that falls is not a loss, but a lesson. What can you learn from letting go? Maybe it's the realization that you don't need to have control over everything. I still have lessons on that. Maybe it's the freedom that comes from setting boundaries, or the peace that comes from accepting what is. These moments of release are part of your journey. And as you stand here, watching the last of the leaves fall, remind yourself that happiness doesn't live in some far-off destination. It's here, in the present moment. It's woven into the process of letting go, of trusting that this season, no matter how challenging, is temporary, and is leading towards something deeper, something more meaningful. When you're ready, take a deep breath in, filling your lungs with fresh air, and exhale slowly, feeling lighter, more open, more at peace. Know that you can return to this practice whenever you need to let go again. You can save it. Whenever you feel burdened by the weight of life, just like the trees in autumn, you have the ability to release and renew, trusting that everything is temporary and that the journey itself is where happiness and growth live. This practice is a reminder that letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means making room for new possibilities, for healing, and for the lessons that you will carry forward on your journey. Whether you're moving through your day or sitting in stillness, let this be an invitation to embrace the temporary, to trust the process, and to find peace in the act of releasing. Now that we've explored the practice of letting go, let's dive into the next part, how this process helps us embrace the journey rather than focusing solely on the destination. So often we find ourselves clinging to the idea of reaching a specific goal or outcome, believing that happiness or peace will only come once we get there. I've been there too, don't worry. But as we've already touched on, the real beauty, the real growth lies in the journey itself. When we hold too tightly to a destination, I'm over here holding my hands tight, whether it's a certain job, financial security, a perfect relationship, or ideal health, we can become fixated on controlling every step to get there. Please tell me I'm not the only one who's done this. This can create tension, stress, and disappointment when things don't go as planned. And we're not as likely to let go when we realize it's not a good fit. The truth is, life rarely follows a straight path. And the more we try to force it, the more we miss out on the richness of the experiences along the way. Think about the mindfulness practice we just did. I know I was. The leaves falling from the tree symbolize releasing our grip on those rigid expectations and allowing ourselves to flow with the natural rhythms of life. When we let go of the need to control every aspect of the journey, we open ourselves up to the unexpected opportunities, lessons, and growth. For me, the car accident was an unplanned detour. It disrupted my wellness goals and made it hard to figure out who was picking up my toddler, and it forced me to slow down in my business and shifted my daily routines. But instead of seeing this as a roadblock to where I thought I should be, I am beginning to see it as part of my journey, a moment that, while challenging, is helping me realign with what truly matters: my health, my boundaries, my relationships with my family. The same is true for you. Wherever you are in your journey, know that the detours and pauses are not taking you off course. They are part of the course. The journey is where the happiness, the fulfillment live. It's in the daily moments, in the lessons learned through setbacks, in the way we handle challenges and celebrate small victories. When we stop fixating on the destination and instead focus on the richness of each step we take, we find that happiness is something we can experience now, not later. As you think about your own journey, whether it's related to work, relationships, health, or personal growth, ask yourself, what have you been holding on to too tightly? Is there a destination you've been striving toward so hard that it's causing you stress or unhappiness? And what if you could let go? Just a little. And trust that even if things don't go exactly as planned, you're still on the right path. Releasing control isn't about giving up on your goals or dreams. I want to be clear about that. It's about softening your grip so that you can enjoy the process. It's about finding joy in the small moments, in the detours, and the unexpected lessons. Because when you allow yourself to fully engage in the journey, you discover that the destination, when you reach it, will feel all the more rewarding. Not because you forced it, but because you flowed with it. The shift in mindset from destination to journey is one of the most powerful things you can do for your wellness, your relationships, your work, and your overall happiness. The journey is where life happens. It's where growth happens. It's where you become the person you're meant to be. So as you move forward, remember that everything is temporary. The challenges, the setbacks, even the triumphs. These are all moments in time. But the journey with its twists and turns is where the real magic happens. Embrace it, trust it, and find joy in the process, because that's where true fulfillment lies. Not in some distant destination, but in every step along the way. Welcome, dear one. Have you ever felt like your days blur into an endless series of tasks? leaving you longing for moments that nurture both your soul and your family. I understand. You're more than just the center of your home. You're deserving of a life that nourishes your well-being and enriches your spirit. That's why I'm inviting you to embark on a transformative journey with my diverse range of programs at Wellness in Every Season. Imagine turning daily routines into soul-enriching experiences. Picture yourself stepping into your home and feeling peace and joy, not stress. Visualize a household where responsibilities are shared equally, respecting the unique strengths and needs of each family member. My programs will delve into what true equality in the home looks like, helping you create a balanced, joyful family life. My programs are tailored to meet the needs of busy, budget-conscious individuals. Some can be completed in just a couple of hours and start at $7, while others are free and take only a few minutes. For those seeking a more profound transformation, I offer in-depth programs that explore your dreams, desires, and what makes you uniquely you. Self-care is a cornerstone of my approach. Together we'll explore what true self-care means for you, making it a solid foundation for your daily routine. We'll also focus on making and keeping promises to yourself, fostering a sense of trust and confidence in your ability to honor your own needs and aspirations. All of this happens within a supportive community of like-minded individuals, each on their own path to transformation. As we journey together, we'll focus on recognizing your intrinsic worth, nourishing your relationships, and understanding how creating personal space contributes to a happier, healthier life and partnership. This is more than a series of programs. It's a comprehensive guide to thriving in every aspect of your life. All of these resources are available on demand at wellnessinEverySeason.com. Whether you're interested in reclaiming your time, finding your dream job, or any of my other programs, there's something here for you. You can also set up private one-on-one coaching sessions to receive personalized guidance and support. 2 coaching spots have just opened up, and they're waiting for those ready to reclaim their true selves, balance their lives, and fulfill their dreams. Are you ready for this transformation? It's your time to shine. Sign up online at wellnessinEverySeason.com/contact us for a free 60-minute coaching call. From digital vision boards to personal growth courses, your new chapter is just around the corner, and it starts today. My goal is to help you rediscover and return to your true self, find balance amidst chaos, strengthen relationships, and pursue your dreams while focusing on wellness in every aspect of your life in every season. Let's thrive together. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that little break. I want to take a moment to say that the best way you can support me is by purchasing one of my programs and sharing this show with others. Your support allows me to continue creating valuable content that empowers all of us to live more fully and embrace wellness in every season of life. If there is a specific program that you would love to see me make, send me an email or find me on social media and send me a DM. My email is autumn@wellnessinEverySeason.com or social media @wellnessinEverySeason. Nice and easy. Now, let's dive deeper into how embracing the journey rather than focusing on the destination has shaped my life and how it can transform yours too. Let me share a personal story from my own journey, one that truly solidified this idea of embracing the process rather than just focusing on the end goal. When I made the decision to return to school to finish my undergrad, I know you've heard about this before, but there's more to it. I was determined to not just rush through to the finish line. I wanted to enjoy every step of the journey. This is something I was doing for me that would later on bless my family. So I made a conscious choice to lean in, to really nerd out and savor the learning process. I remember falling in love with the act of learning itself. I never expected that. It was beautiful, wonderful. It wasn't just about getting the degree. It became about feeding this deep thirst for knowledge that I hadn't fully recognized before. I started to enjoy the challenge of each class, the research, the discussions, and even the long study sessions. Now, if you guys are like, what? Remember that I went from being a working woman to a stay-at-home mom. And that was a big transition. I had been working since 8th grade. So huge transition for me. So I went as far as signing up for classes I wanted to take that were outside of my degree path. Highly recommend that. That shift in mindset from just wanting to finish to truly enjoying the experience changed everything for me. And it's something that I still am leaning into. And it wasn't always easy. It's still not. During that time, I took semesters off after the birth of each of my 3 children, because I had one and then I returned to school, so that's the 3 others. Juggling motherhood and school was intense, and each time I had to take a break, it felt like a setback. But because I had embraced the journey and was deeply invested in the learning, returning to school after each break felt exciting, not overwhelming. Felt like I was returning to a piece of me. I wasn't just focusing on finishing. I was excited to continue the process. The joy I found in the learning itself kept me motivated, even through the challenges of balancing college courses and being a mom to newborns and COVID. That experience taught me a valuable lesson about the importance of the journey. If I had been solely focused on the destination, getting that degree, I would have missed out on so much. Instead, by leaning into each moment, I found fulfillment not just in reaching the end, but in every class, every discovery, every bit of knowledge I soaked up along the way. There were several classes where something was just slightly mentioned, and I would, hold on, pause, what? I gotta dig into that. I had fun doing that. And it's something I carry with me today, not only in my wellness journey, but in every aspect of life. In sharing this story, I want to encourage you to think about your own journey. Where can you lean in more? Where can you find joy in the process rather than just focusing on the destination? Whether you're navigating your career path, working on your health, or managing the ups and downs of relationships, there's so much value in embracing the experience itself. The process is where you grow, where you learn, where you discover who you are and what you're capable of. For me, returning to school wasn't just about earning a degree. It became about discovering my passion for learning, finding balance as a mother, and building resilience. And also realizing that I could do hard things. And now, as I apply that same approach to every area of my life, I hope this inspires you to trust that in your journey, with all its twists and turns, is just as important, if not more so, than the destination you're working toward. When we allow ourselves to be truly present in the process, to embrace the journey and all it teaches us, we unlock a deeper sense of fulfillment and joy that isn't dependent on reaching a specific end goal. It's about growth, resilience, and finding happiness in everyday steps along the way. Let's talk about something that I believe so many of us struggle with: perfectionism. Whether it's in our work, our relationships, or even how we approach our health and wellness, there's often this underlying pressure to get everything just right. We set incredibly high standards for ourselves, and when we don't meet them, we feel like we failed. But here's the thing: perfectionism holds us back from truly enjoying the journey. It keeps us focused on the destination, on achieving that perfect outcome, rather than embracing the messy, beautiful process of growth. Perfectionism makes us feel like we're never doing enough, and when we do stumble or fall short of those standards, we're often our own harshest critics. But that mindset doesn't serve us. It keeps us stuck in a cycle of self-criticism and able to appreciate the small victories along the way because we're too busy focusing on what we didn't do, quote unquote, perfectly. This is where self-compassion comes in. It's about letting go of the idea that we need to have it all together all the time and giving ourselves the grace to be human, to make mistakes, to learn, to grow. Self-compassion allows us to say, it's okay that things didn't go as planned. I'm still moving forward. I'm still on this journey, and that's what matters. When we're kinder to ourselves, we free up so much mental and emotional space. We stop getting bogged down in the pursuit of perfection, and we start finding joy in the everyday moments. We become more present, more aware of what we're doing, and how we're feeling in real time, rather than being distracted by this distant goal of getting it right. One of the best ways to let go of perfectionism and cultivate more self-compassion is to remember that everything is temporary. No setback, no difficult moment defines us permanently. They're all part of the ebb and flow of life. And when we stop holding ourselves to impossible standards, we can start to appreciate the richness of the journey, even with all its imperfections. Self-compassion is the foundation that allows us to fully engage in the present moment. It's what makes it possible to let go of the need for everything to be perfect and just focus on what we're doing right now. Whether that's taking care of our bodies, nurturing our relationships, taking care of children, or working toward a personal goal. With that mindset, we're going to dive into some simple, everyday life practices that can help you stay grounded in the present and enjoy the process of life as it unfolds. Whether you're building new habits or working through a challenge, these small actions can make all the difference in helping you stay connected to the moment and approach each day with more mindfulness and ease. So let's get our life hack on: daily practices for staying present, and see how small intentional actions can keep us grounded and joyful even amidst life challenges. Now, let's dive into our life hack: daily practices for staying present. These small intentional actions can help you stay grounded and connected to the moment, making it easier to navigate the ups and downs of your day with grace. Whether you're in the middle of a busy workday, juggling family responsibilities, or simply trying to carve out time for yourself, these practices will help you stay present. Enjoy the process and let go of the pressure to do it all perfectly. The first practice is creating a morning routine that sets the tone for your day. It doesn't have to be complicated, just a few simple actions that allow you to ease into the day mindfully. Maybe that's sitting with a cup of tea or coffee and taking a few deep breaths before diving into the day's tasks. Or perhaps it's setting aside 5 minutes to stretch or meditate, giving yourself that mental and physical space to be fully present before the rush begins. A calm morning routine anchors you, helping you start your day with intention rather than getting swept up in the hustle. If you need help with this, I highly recommend Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. This is what I base my morning routine off of, and I have even gifted this book to others. Next is journaling, which is a powerful way to connect with yourself and reflect on what's happening in your life. Take just a few minutes each day to jot down how you're feeling, what's on your mind, or even a gratitude list. This practice helps you process your emotions and thoughts, allowing you to be more present in your day. When you put your feelings on paper, it clears mental clutter and brings more focus to what really matters. Another great way to stay present is by incorporating mindful movement into your day. Whether that's going for a walk, practicing yoga — I love yoga with Adrienne, by the way — or even just taking a few moments to stretch at your desk. Mindful movement helps you reconnect with your body and release tension. As you move, focus on your breath and how your body feels with each movement. This practice grounds you in the here and now, reminding you that even amidst the chaos, you can find moments of peace and presence in your body. Breath work is another simple yet powerful tool for staying present. Throughout the day, especially when you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, take a moment to pause and focus on your breath. Inhale deeply, hold for a moment, and exhale slowly. This small act of mindful breathing helps to calm your nervous system and bring your attention back to the present moment. It's a quick reset that can shift your mindset and help you approach challenges with more clarity. Finally, one of the most powerful ways to stay present is by practicing mindfulness in everyday activities. What is that? I'm glad you asked. Whether you're washing the dishes, driving, or even folding laundry, turn these routine tasks into moments of mindfulness. Focus on what you're doing, how the water feels, the sounds of the dishes clinking, the rhythm of your hands as you work. By bringing your full attention to these simple tasks, you train your mind to be more present in everything you do, turning even the mundane into moments of peace and awareness. The beauty of these daily practices is that they don't take much time, but they make a huge difference in helping you stay connected to the present moment. And when we're present, we're more able to enjoy the journey, no matter where it takes us. So whether you are crafting your morning routine, journaling your thoughts, moving mindfully, practicing breath work, or just being more aware in your daily tasks, these small actions will help you slow down, embrace where you are right now, and find joy in the process. The journey is unfolding all around you. These practices are your tools to fully experience it, one moment at a time. At this point, we've covered a lot about letting go, embracing the journey, and finding presence in the process. But here's one thing I want to leave you with before we get into our coaching reflections: the importance of trust. Trusting yourself, trusting the journey and trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it's meant to, even when it doesn't seem like it. Just talking about that part is bringing up emotions for me. This topic resonates deeply with me, like I was saying, personally because I've been on my own journey of trust, especially as I've built my coaching practice. Starting a business is a leap of faith in so many ways. You have to trust yourself and your abilities, and in the process of guiding others through their struggles, even when the path ahead isn't always clear, maybe especially when. There have been so many moments where I've had to lean into that trust, even when the outcome was uncertain. For me, trust has deepened with each coaching session, every client interaction, every moment I've spent guiding someone through a challenge. Whether it's helping a parent communicate better with their child or supporting someone through a difficult life transition, I've learned to trust the process, trust my intuition, and trust that the work we do together will lead to growth, even when the results aren't immediate, maybe especially when they aren't. Every time I show up for my clients, I'm reminded that trust is at the core of everything we do. The journey of trust has also led me back to therapy, not because something was wrong, but because I wanted to be the best coach I could be for my clients. I wanted to deepen my own understanding and strengthen my own trust, both in myself and in the work I'm doing. Therapy has helped me connect more deeply with my own growth and healing, and in turn, me to show up more fully for the people I support. I also added on somatics coaching to help with that. Trusting myself and investing in my own inner work has empowered me to guide others with greater empathy, clarity, and confidence. There's a real vulnerability trusting yourself in the process, whether you're building something new, working on your wellness, or helping others through their challenges. It's not always easy. In fact, it's usually not. There are moments of doubt. There are times when the path ahead feels unclear. But every time I choose to trust, it strengthens my resolve and opens up new opportunities for growth. It allows me to keep showing up even when things feel uncertain or overwhelming. Trust is essential to embracing the temporary nature of everything. It's what allows us to let go emotionally, mentally, or even physically. When we trust that setbacks are temporary, that they're part of our growth, we can move forward with more confidence and ease. In fact, we sleep better at night because of it. Trust helps us embrace the still moments, the pauses, and those times when we feel unsure or stagnant. It reminds us that even in the quiet, we're still evolving. Another layer of this trust is learning to believe that you are enough, just as you are, in every moment of your journey. So often we feel we need to be more productive, more successful, more perfect. But the truth is that you are enough, even if you're in the middle of a setback or a difficult season. Trust that your growth is happening, even if it doesn't look like progress on the surface. Trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, and trusting the timing of your life doesn't mean you stop striving for your goals or stop working toward positive change. It means allowing yourself to believe that everything, every success, every failure is contributing to your growth in ways you can't fully see yet. And that's okay. You don't need to see the whole picture right now. You just need to trust that you're on the right path, and each step, no matter how small or imperfect, is moving you forward. Wherever you are in your journey, whether you're building something new, navigating a setback, or helping others, know that trust is key. Trust the process. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it's meant to, even when you can't see the full picture, especially when you can't see the picture. But with that trust comes a deep sense of peace, knowing that you are enough and that you are on the right path, and even more, that you're worthy. Now, let's move into our coaching questions to reflect on how you can integrate more trust into your own journey, and then I can release all these emotions that are building up. Here are 10 coaching questions to tie everything together. 1. Where are you in your life? 1. Where in your life are you resisting letting go? And how can you begin to release control in that area? 2. How might embracing the temporary nature of your current challenges shift your perspective and ease your stress? 3. What small daily practices can you commit to that will help you stay present and grounded in your journey? 4. In what ways can you show more self-compassion when you face setbacks or moments of imperfection? 5. What would trusting the process look like for you in a specific area of your life right now? 6. How does perfectionism hold you back? And what can you do to release the need for everything to be quote-unquote perfect? Where can you begin to set stronger boundaries to create more space for self-care and personal growth? 8. How does trusting that you are enough change the way you approach your goals or challenges? 9. Think of a recent challenge. What have you learned from it that will help you move forward? Last but not least, 10. How can you shift from focusing solely on your destination to fully enjoying the journey you're on today? In this episode, we've explored the powerful idea that everything is temporary, whether it's a challenge, setback, or even a success. We've discussed how embracing the temporary nature of life helps us let go of control and perfectionism, opening the door to more self-compassion and peace. I shared my own personal journey of trust, from building my coaching practice to returning to therapy to become a better guide for my clients. We talked about the importance of trusting yourself, the process, and the timing of your life, even when things feel uncertain. We also dove into practical, daily practices like mindful movement, journaling, and breath work, which help keep us grounded in the present moment. This episode wrapped up with a reminder that happiness isn't found at some future destination, but in the journey itself, and trusting that each step, whether smooth or bumpy, is leading us to where we need to go. As you reflect, focus on where you need to let go of control, embrace imperfection, and trust the process in your own life. Remember to find joy in the journey, knowing that every challenge is a temporary opportunity for your growth. And share this episode, please. Until next time, remember you have the strength, wisdom, and power to transform your mindset and align with the life you truly desire. Embrace the journey, trust the process, know that everything is temporary, both the challenges and the triumphs. Be kind to yourself, let go of perfection, and keep taking those steps forward, no matter how small. Thank you for listening, and if you need one-on-one coaching, I am here for you. If you really are feeling stuck in a certain area of your life, feeling stagnant, let's talk. I look forward to connecting with you in the next episode. Next week, we will be talking about manifestation with Elizabeth Planton. I'm so excited. I will see you there. Thanks for tuning into this week's episode. I am your host, Autumn Carter, a certified life coach dedicated to empowering individuals to rediscover their identity, find balance amidst chaos, strengthen relationships, and pursue their dreams. My goal is to help people thrive in every aspect of their lives. I hope today's discussion inspired you and offered valuable insights. You can work one-on-one with me or on demand through one of my programs by visiting wellnessinEverySeason.com. Stay engaged in our wellness community by signing up for my newsletter at com/free-resources. When you join, you'll have the option to receive a 5-day guide called Awaken and Unwind, 5 days to mastering your mornings and evenings, along with free guides, special offers on my programs, practical tips, personal stories, and much more. So sign up and share it with others. I put a lot into it, and that's where you will find me showing up the most. Don't miss these valuable resources designed to help you thrive in every area of wellness in every season of life. Join today and start your journey to wellness in every season. Your shares, subscriptions, or reviews for this podcast help us reach more people seeking empowerment. So please spread the word about our podcast. Thank you for being a part of our podcast community, and I look forward to continuing our conversation, sharing stories, and exploring wellness in all its aspects. One last thing to cover the show legally. I am a certified life coach and a certified parenting coach, giving general advice. I have a bachelor's in applied health, so I use that for the wellness aspect. So think of this more like a self-help book. This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes. I am not a licensed therapist, so this podcast shouldn't be taken as a replacement for professional guidance from a doctor or therapist. Because I don't know you personally, I'm not offering you personal advice. This is very general. If you want personal one-on-one coaching, go to my website, wellnessinEverySeason.com. That's where you can get personalized coaching from me or you. I will see you in next week's episode. Bye. One last thing to cover this show legally. I am a certified life coach giving general advice. So think of this more like a self-help book. This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a licensed therapist, so this podcast shouldn't be taken as a replacement for professional guidance from a doctor, therapist, or any other qualified expert. If you want personal one-on-one coaching from a certified coach, go to my website at wellnessinEverySeason.com. That's where you can get personalized coaching from me. See you in next week's episode.